So, let me just introduce myself and everybody here because there are some new people here, and I definitely want to make them feel welcome and let them know, hey, who are these crazy people up here, right? Yeah, Ava is Ava. Uh, don't worry about me. You don't need to know who I am. Next to me we have Titus. You're new, new again, born again. That's what they call that. Next to me, I have Miss Josephine Cooper Stone. She is the owner of Amaretto Breedables. Next to her, we have part of our dynamic scripting duo, Mr. Lecture Locke. And next to Lex is Mr. TM Sauce Luminos. They make up our dynamic duo scripting team. Next to TM, we have one of our designers, Umbra. He's an amazing artist. So I'm so glad to have him. Oh, Bucket just landed, so Bucket will be up here with us. Bucket or Nashville is also one of our designers. So, pretty much here's the deal, guys. If you have a question and we can't answer it here for you today, I'm not sure that there is an answer, right? Anything Amaretto, we should be able to answer between all of us, right? And just in case some of you guys do message me and ask all the time, we will be recording this meeting and hosting it on our website as well as YouTube. So if you know somebody who couldn't make it for whatever reason, they will be able to watch it at a later time. So, and like I said, I am Ava. So let me say hello to Lamia, Livy, Nick, Southern Lady, Elijah, Chase, Starry Night, Paige, Critus, Tira, EQ, Kat, Chantilly, Mimi, Zev, Haley, Dre, Yogi, Hyla, Freddie, Rux, Uncle Rolly, Angie, Crazy Canuck, Ash, Blue, Kitty, June, Rain, Mark, Lance, Meredith, Penny Joe, Reese, Secret, Katya, Zuri, Dorian, Orchid, Neil, Quiggles, Lolly, Bull, Crystal, M, Sully, Panda, Obi Wayne, Wild, Lady Isis, Raven, and Grim. I think I got everybody. Roll call. All right, so a lot of things that I want to talk to you guys about today. So the way these meetings happen once a month, and for Amaretto, it's always the last Tuesday of the month at 1 p.m. And we just make it the last Tuesday super easy for everybody to remember, mostly me, that we're having a community meeting, right? So, and these are open to anyone. You don't have to be a big breeder, an experienced breeder. You could just have found the horses yesterday, and we're glad to have you here and to speak with you. So I appreciate you guys taking time out to be here. So there's a few things. Uh, Usually, what happens at the meeting is I go over announcements, I talk about everything I need to tell you guys, and then I open up the floor so we can talk about what you guys want to talk about because all that stuff is very important to us too, right? Feedback only makes us better. The only rule is that we have to be respectful. I have to be respectful of your opinion, and you have to be respectful of mine. We don't have to agree, and we can even argue, but we're going to stay respectful, okay? So lots of things I wanted to talk about as I was saying, but the first thing I want to talk about is how about those Hellspire LEs, you guys? How about those? What did you guys think of those? Freddie did not like them. Agree to disagree. What are they passing? We're going to talk about it. They were sweet looking. How long are they out for? All right, so you guys got some questions. Luckily for you, I am a person of answers. Okay. So the Hellspire LEs, which are still currently out. Let me see here. There is my. I don't think they're going to last very much longer. They're probably going to be picked up here pretty soon, but let me find my connection. Oh, I was looking under news. I'm never going to find it. So, limited editions. There we go. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, let me go ahead and you don't get your check till Thursday. Well, these are supposed to be out until May 1st. May 1st. So Thursday. And maybe I can tie JJ's shoelaces together and you can have Thursday too. We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes I can trip her up. Not all the time, sometimes. So does anybody know what the Hellspire LEs are passing? Anybody seen anything? Bundles for sure. A hoof. Haven bundles, maybe. A hoof. Hoofs finally after 11 years? Well, we've definitely had hoofs within 11 years, but uh, I saw it posted in the group this morning. There was a Scorch brand hoof. Does anybody have a pic of that? Oh, there is a connection. Oh, Yogi did a connection about it. Let's take a look. Because I didn't do that before I came. Here you go. Here's some pictures. You are fast this time. So Venom Flare Hoof. All right, and those do have the ability to pass. They look pretty cool. All right, so that is the Hellspire LEs. I gotta say that looking at these LEs, just the display or just having them sit on your ranch that you're breeding, they look amazing with the fire shooting out of their manes and their tails. I really like the look of the LEs. So now that we've talked about that, how many of you guys participated in the Amaretto Easter egg hunt? 2 people? 3 people? 4 people? 5 people? All right, all right. So we did have an Easter egg hunt, and I think we had over 16 locations. So it was a pretty large hunt. Some people were confused and upset when they figured out that they had to be in the group before the hunt. So I want to take this opportunity to ask, is there anybody who needs a group invite to the events group? Nope. We're all good. Southern Lady, Katya, anyone else? Lou, Obi, Penny, Rux, Chantilly. All right. I'm going to send these after the meeting, but I do have all your profiles open so that I can send them. Okay. And getting this group will ensure that the next hunt that comes around, you will be ready. Okay. So there were prizes given for the hunt. Anybody find a special prize? There was quite a few people who found special prizes. And I think it kind of gave away all kinds of different stuff. Got lots of bundles. I like doing that because it may be a trait. You get a trait that you wouldn't necessarily bought, then you birth it, and then you're like, oh, I really like this, and it turns into something. So keep your eyes out for that. Let's talk about, and I know this is, you got a K9? Nice. I know this is something that a lot of you guys have been wanting to talk about. Let's talk about the qualified breedings. For this month, did anybody get a qualified breeding for the month of April? Nobody? Dodge did? All right. Sorry, nice. Anybody else? I know more than 2 people got stuff, but
I wanted to do the birds, but I couldn't because I couldn't find it.
so the qualified breedings for this month, it was a horse branding called April Showers. I believe that's already up on the wiki. There was a canine and pony bandana that was also called April Showers, and I believe that is already on the wiki. And ducks had a sweater April Showers. So that one is already up on the wiki too, I believe. So that was last month. So let's talk about May. May is coming up, and there was an announcement made about the qualified breedings. Does anybody know what you need to breed together? That's right, Gypsy Vanners. So we are changing up the qualified breeding, which I let you guys know about in advance. That moving forward, the horses would continue to be qualified breedings, and a new qualified breeding would be announced every month. But after having to sit down with our team and talking about stuff, the other animals such as canines, ponies, and birds will not be part of the qualified breeding anymore. But before you throw tomatoes at me, let me explain. We are going to have breeding challenges for those other animals. And what that does is it frees up our ability um, and saying that, you know what, it could be a whole month and only two people got the duck qualified breeding. So doing it like this, we could say, thank you, Critus. Doing it like this, we could say, you know what, this is a breeding challenge specifically for ducks, and it lasts for, you know, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it needs to be. And we'll judge that based on how many are out there, how the community feels about it. So the other animals are not losing out. We're just changing it up a little bit. For example, we currently have a peafowl breeding challenge. Does anybody know what the current peafowl breeding challenge is?
Whites and whites, midnights and midnights, midnights with whites.
Right. So the breeding challenge is anytime you breed a Indian peafowl midnight or peafowl white to each other or two of each uh, to itself, you could get a surprise, right? So it had to be those one of those two breeds. You could do two midnights, two whites, or midnight and a white together. Now, those are passing a very cool new peacock coat or peafowl coat, which is the Java Kelly. And I think that oh, thank you, Mammy. I did not have his name on the open, so got it. Thank you. Um, you love that coat. I don't know. Did somebody already do a connection on that? Let me look back and see. If not, we'll need to get. I'll get some pictures up for you. But it is lived it. Okay. Let's see if I can find that. Excuse me.
There was one, I believe.
Mia hasn't seen it. Okay, let me get this sorted by date. And then I'm looking for connection by link. I don't know why I'm having a hard time. I saw the elementals. Yogi, can you find that link for me? So I don't hold everybody up. Please and thank you. Yogi's gonna get us the link for that. So you saw an orchid coat. I can tell you where that one came from too. But let me get through these breeding challenges. We currently also have a breeding challenge for canines. Is anybody aware that we have a canine breeding challenge going on? No? Yes, no, maybe so? Thank you. There is the peafowl Kelly. So, canine breeders. Canine breeders have the following challenge. It's tags. So, you put two certain tags together to get something new and exciting. We also currently have a duck breeding challenge, and that's anytime you breed two rubber ducks together, you could get a sunlit harlequin, which is an amazing, amazing um, coat that I really like. So that means everything currently has a breeding challenge except ponies. And I have an announcement before you guys say about the ponies. So you got two of them. Way to go, Trinity. One thing I wanted to ask everybody about is the confetti aura. I wanted to gauge you guys how you're feeling about the confetti aura. We still need some more time. Do you guys feel like no, it's been a long enough? What do you guys think? More time? Okay. Been long enough. Ready to move on. Okay. Something new. Set a date for something new. Okay. Agree to move on. Okay, so it looks like the majority is
Oh,
ready to move on.
I have a
Okay.
question. I have a question. I have a question.
About the aura?
Now, about what you were talking before, and you moved on, and I wanted to ask before. You were talking about the challenge in the canines and in the ducks and in the ponies, and you said that the ponies didn't have. But I saw a post under the Hellfire. I think it's the name of the new horse LEs that you were talking about wind element eyes, and that would include
Well,
the.
that would include the ponies, but that includes all the animals. And what that
Okay,
was,
okay.
yeah, the wind eyes together.
Mhm.
That is what we did because we did not do an LE
Mhm.
for the little animals, right? It does include ducks, I believe. It's not wind eyes, correct, but it is a breeding challenge. So those are continued, right? You can go back and look through the connections or even on the wiki. And if you go to non-starter, let me let me just pull one up so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Barnyard bird traits, where are they? Elemental essence is what these are being called. So all the non-horse animals do have these elemental essence. And guys, let me just make real clear right now that these are ongoing. So these are going to continue. I don't know about forever, but indefinitely right now. Sometimes people do message me and say, "Hey, can I still get something by putting my two fire element eyes together on my chickens?" You absolutely can. So, um, they're being stubborn. All right. Um, and yeah, I am going to announce a new challenge today here. So there's that too. One other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was the ARU. If you don't know what ARU is and don't know about the classes that we offer, I have an amazing group of really volunteer breeders who teach at ARU, and there are classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 9 a.m. and again at 5 p.m. And then Saturday, they will be going back to 11 a.m. Now, guys, these classes are for everyone. They're super, super short and sweet. So if you're new to breeding, I would highly suggest that you take some time out to go to these classes. When I say short, it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And I did just add, all the area classes were just revamped, and we ended up adding some new classes because the ponies were missing a couple classes that the other animals had. So we've added chasing special ponies, your ponies as pets, and the history of Amaretto ponies. Now, here's the thing, guys. If you've already graduated, um, you don't have to go to those classes if you don't want to. If you are trying to graduate, if you've turned in your graduation application before these new classes were rolled out, then you're fine. If you have not turned in your graduation application before, you will have to take these new classes. Okay. And a big shout out to my teachers who teach all of those classes. They're amazing. They're super helpful, lovely ladies. And like I said, if you're new, it takes 10, 15 minutes out of your time. And you might meet some breeders. You might meet, you know, some great people. So please, please, please consider going to the ARU. All right. Next up on my list is that I wanted to talk just a moment about the forum section for trendsetter horses. Okay. So there's been a lot, I wouldn't say a lot, there's been some discussion about Amok, what happened to Amok, what is Amok doing? Is somebody else in charge of Amok? What's going on there, right? So let me just say this, and it's very unfortunate that Amok has been absolved, I think is the right word. There is no more Amok. So what we did is we took the best of both worlds. We took what you guys loved about Amok, and we are continuing to have those things like the bundle, the Easter egg hunt, right? The bundle hunt, the things like that. But one thing I wanted to talk about was the designer course section on our forum, right? So this is the link. How many of you guys have turned in or submitted a trendsetter horse? Only one person? Zev, Lamia,
Oh, we've done in the past.
Gray. Okay. So let's talk about what a trendsetter is, first of all. A trendsetter would be a combination of traits that you breed and put together and say, you know what, it's a design. So maybe you see it in your mind and then you breed your horses to bring it to reality. So that's like me saying, okay, I want a White Walker. I want it to have a opal eye. I want it to have a crown gem opal. I want it to have an opal dazzle saddle. I want it to have an opal loony leg. And then I am going to put on it a wild hair uh, black Appaloosa. Okay. So I've put all these traits together, I breed it, and now I'm done. What do I do? You want to take a picture of your trendsetter horse and you want to log into the Amaretto website, go to this forum section, and you're going to add image, right? So if you go there, you can see all kinds of trendsetters that people have submitted. Now, here's the unfortunate thing that happened is when we moved websites, when Amok went through some changes, their website was n- discontinued. Let's say that. So Gray and Sprinkles Monday at the time, who were in charge of Amok, took hours, maybe even days, and brought all the pictures over from the old website and submitted them on our new website. So if you submitted a design 5 years ago, it's there. I don't know how many pages in it's there, how deep it is, but the posts on all of them say by Gray Cloud. However, um, that is unfortunate, right? So the newer ones that you see, they're going to have the name of the person who submitted them right there on the post. Yeah, no, I think there's a time and a place for both things, Haley. There's a place for everyone to be able to upload their combinations together. And then I think there's also a case to be made about special trendsetters that we vote on and maybe we call them official trendsetters or something like that. I'm not opposed to something like that. And yes, the Facebook page is still active with all, but I just wanted to let everyone know that even though there is not a muck, and I do it in quotes, group, that what you guys told us you liked about a muck, which was the hunts and the trendsetters, are all still there. And you can do this not only for horses, there is a place for canines, there is a place for um, birds, there is a place for all of them, right? So please do not shy away from submitting what your trendsetter is. And if that's, I mean, if we want to go through and do some voting and make some official and some things like that, we can totally do that. So, but like I said, there's birds, there's ponies, there's canines, anything that you guys want to do trendsetter. Yes, Critus. Absolutely. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, and I promise you I'm trying to hurry through all this so that you guys can have the floor. I wanted to talk about the spring contest. How many of you guys are um, working on a spruce it up for spring horse? And was it before an old trendsetter needs to be three? Yeah, I think it was. Reese. Okay, so how many of you guys don't have any clue what the spruce it up for spring contest even is? Hey, you guys are scaring me now because we are like 4 months into this contest and everyone's like, nothing. And I do these contests and people work really hard on it. And then if we're not going to have participation and we're not going to have people there, there's there's no time. I'm not griping. I'm just saying there's no sense in wasting people's times if we're not into it. You try and you fail every time. All right, so there's the link to the Spring Has Sprung Spruce It Up for Spring contest. Here's the rules, guys. Super simple. Must be born between January 28th and May 28th. You gotta have 2 spring traits. Nulls do not count as a trait. 8 non-starter traits a minimum. You must have bred parents and grandparents, and a Frisian coat counts as 1 trait, right? However, if you put the Frisian mane or tail on a regular horse, it wouldn't be a regular horse in this count instance. Be a Clydesdale. It could be a mini, right? We said that that would count as separate traits. So if you're wondering what qualifies as far as coats, it is right here. It is a Shetland, a fell pony, a Clydesdale, a Percheron, an Exmoor pony, a Marwari, a Poddock pony, a miniature, a Frisian, a Gypsy Vanner, or Norwegian, or other twist and crave coats that are not on regular sculpts. What does that mean? That's like a Chimdale, right? Think of the Chimdale. It's on a Clydesdale body with the Chimdale looking coat, right? Does that make sense to everybody? All right, and we've had many discussions over this. What is considered a spring trait? It's anything with spring in the name. It's any trait with flowers. It's any trait that's yellow or green. So it's very broad. And we've already discussed several times that you guys don't like it to be this broad, and moving forward, contest will be way more specific, right? So, in addition to that, the one thing everybody liked about the Christmas contest is that you got to decorate, right? But however, you guys want to remain anonymous during the contest, so it doesn't turn into a popularity contest, right? Those would be 2 different traits. So does anybody remember back in the day, like go way, way back in the day with me, when we used to have costume contests for our animals? Does anybody remember those? So, what I think I'm going to do is, in addition to the Spruce It Up for Spring contest, I am going to do a spring costume contest. Okay? So, this is going to be, you're going to be given maybe a 10 by 10 square, maybe even larger. I don't know what the people I get registered. And you will have the ability to decorate it any way that you want. Okay? Um, your decoration, your, I don't know what you want to call it, your area, 11.5 by 13.5, must include some type of amaretto animal, whether it's a horse, whether it's a canine. In your design, you got to throw an amaretto animal in there, okay? And this, Haley, will do exactly what you are suggesting. We're removing the decorating away from the combo contest. So we're going to have a costume contest, which is just going to be cute, cutesy decoration with any dog, horse, canine. I said dog, bird, pony that you want to put in there. Okay. And then we're going to have, in addition to Spruce It Up for Spring, the combo contest. All right. So does that sound like fun to you guys? That way we're going to please the people that want to decorate and we're going to please the people who don't give 2 cents about a decoration. So, let's see. Get bucket, head to stand in the corner of a square as are something Amaretto. No, we can't have bucket. We need him. All right. So, all that being said, I have kind of, well, okay. I don't I don't tell you guys secrets, right? I'm a pretty good secret keeper. If you ask most people, they'll be like, don't ask Ava because you're gonna get, you never know, right? Somebody catch Boob's eyes, they just rolled out of her head. Um, the best ever. But Josie told me today that maybe we tell you guys a secret. Do you guys want to know a secret? Yes. Okay, if you didn't know, by the way, we've been working on our website. Did you know that ponies and canines just got their lineage released? All right. We understand that if you're a pony breeder, if you're a canine breeder, um, you've been waiting for an update for a little while. So just taking time out to think what are some things that we could do just for you guys. And we said, you know what? We're not gonna make the canine breeders wait for an update to get the lineage. We're not gonna make the pony breeders wait to get an update to use. Let's just go ahead and give them to them now. So that's what we did. So that now means every Amaretto animal has a lineage, which means you can see all your lives, you can see all your bundles, kennels, nests, baskets. You can see them all, right? So really, that's a lot of information at your fingertips. But as we were doing that, we thought that you guys needed something else. Um, does anybody know what we might think you guys needed as far as it concerned websites and lineage? Because if you don't need it, then we'll just stop. Talking about the lineage, ducks have rooster in the gender instead of drake. Okay, on the lineage system. Okay. Is it something you said hasn't been possible before? No, it's not that. We are going to give you some more website tools concerning animals you may want to have for sale, animals you might be looking for, animals you. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what it is. And I'm going to tell you that you got to wait and see. But we are working on something you guys have been asking for a long time. And when this is released, it's going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, TM, it's going to be for all animals, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's all you guys are, that's all the tea that you guys get. Is
And I
that,
can I can answer Chantilly's question real quick. The lineage system is updated with new traits the day we release them.
so that's all that I'm going to tell you about that, but we're going to give you guys some more tools that I think any buyer, seller, breeder might want. All right. Now, that's my big announcement, but I still have a pony breeding challenge I'm going to announce at the end of the community meeting. But really what I want to do is I want to open up the floor and hear from you. Okay? So please feel free to mic up. If you don't want to mic up, type whatever you like to do. If you're typing, I may repeat your question in voice because we are recording and the text can be small and hard to read. So I would really like to know what you guys have and want to talk about. We take complaints, we take suggestions, we take praises, we take, oh, Ava's the best thing since sliced bread comments, all those kind of things, right? No? Okay. Okay. All right, guys. How is Animesh coming? We did announce the last community meeting that you guys were going to have the ability to kind of watch a stream as Umbra was working on the Animesh horse. We need to get that information together because a bunch of you said you guys would be interested in watching him work on some stuff like that, right? Lamia will get her wish someday. I can't remember how many of you were like, "Yeah, I would love to watch Umbra in action."
Said
So yeah, we need to come up with a date and a time for that. And I think uh, Umbra used Twitch, right? I believe it's Twitch. Yeah. All right. So I will work with Umbra to get that, and maybe we can schedule some dates in the next month that you guys can kind of see. All right. I know you guys have more to say than that. I don't have Twitch either. Cannot stream SL properly because it's banned on Twitch, but can stream the development process. There you go. Oh, and you don't even have to have an account. So even better. You assume the answer to your question unless Josie has finally caved. You got something you want to ask Josie? Twitch ban goes on with sexual orientation of herself. I've never seen it. I don't believe it. None of that goes on here. Well, I definitely believe that your second life is what you make it. And if that's what you're here for, it's easy to find. You want to be a role player and do some other things, that's easy to find. You want to be an Amaretto breeder? We got you covered. Whatever you do outside of that, I don't want to know.
TMI.
Can we ban real life? Just saying. Mm,
I do have a question.
sure.
Regarding I love the birds, right? So I know you guys always do when you release a limited edition. You guys normally go by one time is a chicken, the next time is a duck, the next time is I'm going to assume now the peafowl. But because the peafowl are so new, are you guys considering including more times the peafowl? That's the question that I have for my people, because they are all crazy about the peafowls, and they got a little bit discouraged when I explained to them. Sometimes it is either one or the other of all the peafowls, and that's why I wanted to ask if you guys are a little bit more focused on the peafowl. I know we all love the ducks and also the chickens, but since the peafowls are new, if you guys are considering to do a little bit more focus on the peafowl so we can get the new peafowl breeders more engaged.
Got you. So I do believe the plan is for LEs for them to go into the rotation. And I can't say whether or not we may do PFALs 2 times in a row or something like that. I think one way that we're going to try to keep it new and fresh and exciting is just like the PFAL challenge we have now, right? Where you breed the white and the blue one together and you found this amazing new coat, right? And I can confirm that there is still stuff in all birds that has not been found
Be
from the
found.
right. Somebody mentioned it earlier. The orchid peafowl that's from starters. That is not from a qualified breeding or an LE. That's well, an LE is especially with peafowls, but those are poison sauce. Um, the the orchid peafowl is from starters. So there's still some stuff that you guys haven't uncovered yet. Um, but yeah, I mean, we understand that right now everybody is loving the peafowls, and of course we want to continue that momentum on. So we're gonna do everything we can to continue that. Is it possible to see in the future thoroughbreds like legendary racing horses such as Ruffian and Secrets? Well, we have talked about thoroughbreds, not in a long time, but we had talked about them before, and thoroughbreds can be many different horse breeds, right? Um, so it's kind of an interesting idea. I mean, I can take that down as a suggestion. Now you're hungry. Um, but yeah, if you have an idea about that, Angie, please just put it on a note card and throw it at me if you have an idea about thoroughbreds. Um, I have a small question. When is a New Haven horse going to be out? Critis, you never know. Angie, I can do that for sure. Anybody having any problems with any of their Amaretto products? Could we have updated versions with newer coats of the birth flowers and the show horses? At any time, Ash. There could be a birthday flower horse right around the corner. So this is kind of like an interesting idea, and I'd like to get your feedback on it. Um, there are some things that we Amaretto did very early on that, yeah, there may be some of them around still. Let me just give you an example. The charmed pegacorn. Okay, this was a charm that came out. It was one of the first charms that came out, right? And it's been around forever. And there's people who have them. But this was artwork that was created back in 2011, 2012. Um, should we reboot it? Should we go back and say, I think we can do that better, and we should make a rebooted Pegacorn, for example? Or should we make something new? I'm trying to get ready for work, so I missed some things. Any news on horses? As far as horse update, I have nothing new to report to you guys about the horse update. If history repeats, the Haven horse comes out with the update. Okay. So that yeah, that's the thing. We can't take what you have and make it new, right? We'd have to say, okay, this is a rebooted Pegacorn. This is a rebooted Demon Charmed horse. Or, I just wanted to know how you guys would feel. Do you think the old one loses value? Or do you think it will hold its value because it's going to be a piece of history? That's the question. And some of you guys here have those horses. Some of you guys here don't have those horses. I just wanted to know what you think. Leave the. Well, I don't want to do anything with the originals, Neil. Well, it wouldn't be retro versions because the retro version was just a name change of the same old thing. So it would be completely different. And there would be no mistaking it if you put them side by side and looked at them. That, oh, this is definitely an old Pegacorn, and this is a rebooted Pegacorn. Okay, so majority of you guys would just rather have something new. Okay. Thank you, Mammy. All right. I just wanted to get your feedback on that. Anybody else have a question about the peacocks, please? I saw the butterfly aura is still missing on the wiki. Of the peacock, or is it listed somewhere else in the aura? Do a one of a kind of it if you want to stretch those creative muscles. Um, I have to place things that are on the wiki, and that's a great thing to talk about too. I spent a ton of time over the last month updating the wikis, and all of you guys have noticed the changes that have went on there. And I want to say to you guys that I'm only one person, and I'm managing, I don't know, horses, canines, ponies, ducks, peafowls, chickens. I'm managing 7 wikis. So here's the thing, if you see an error, if you see something that is missing, if you see something, anything, just put it on a note card and drop it to me. Because that's one of the first things I do when I log on in the morning. I check my note cards. If there's a typo, if something's misspelled, if it's the wrong picture, if anything like that, please just drop me a note card. And I have been known in the past, people who find those kinds of things and bring them to my attention. I may toss them a free food or a free salt lick. So, um, please, guys, I need your help with that. So, anytime you see something like that, please let me know. You're welcome, Boops. Will it ever be possible to be able to buy an empty LE bundles to collect just for the art on the bundle? I don't know, Ash. No, I don't think anybody's ever really asked that question before. It's kind of an interesting idea. Raven did a few minutes ago. Guys, if you're way in the back and you're more than 19 meters from me, I cannot see your text, so you're gonna have to shout. I didn't see Raven say anything. So many of our Ellie bundles are too cute not to keep. I have a silly question. Is there a way to be able to keep empty bundles of the Ellie? Thank you, Raven. Um, right now, no. I didn't even know, or it wasn't even on my radar. This is something that, yeah, I did. That this is something that you guys wanted or were interested in. So we may can come up with an idea. I'll put that down on my suggestion list, and we'll talk it over with the team. No, I'm not ignoring you. I don't make a habit to ignore anyone unless their name is Neil. You guys put a lot of work into the Ellie bundle art, so why not be able to, yeah. Buy 2 just so you can keep them in bundles. I don't even know what is it, like 180 something days. I'm just, we can't be halfway through. June is halfway. 239 days till Christmas. Goodness. All right. Nobody has anything that they want to talk about. All you guys came and got no feedback you want to give me, no advice who I should buy car insurance from, no deals, no.
Ava, I got a question.
Sure.
Alright. my new horses, like I got one set of them, and they're good. They got red text on them, but they got food sitting right next to them. What do I do?
All right. If their hover text is, are they sick or just their hover text is red from not eating?
The hover text is red from not eating. That's what I
Re-
was going to ask you later, but I think
yeah.
it's
First thing, guys. Avis tips of the day. Your horse isn't eating. What do? We re-res it.
all
And
right.
we do that because a re-res actually resets the home of your horse. And I'm going to tell you, out of probably like 99% of the tickets I get or IMs I get about my horse isn't eating, I can go over there and it thinks its home is 25 meters across the sim. So anytime you move something, you need to reset the home. One easy way to do that is the GPS, right? And if you ever have a problem with a horse not eating, first thing you want to do is re-res. Second thing you want to do is check they're set to the right food, right? The next thing you want to do is check the range. Uh, Different people do different things, guys, and I can't express this enough to you that I may go on 10 house calls to look at people's horses. This guy's got his horse range set to 2. The next guy has his at default at 5. The next guy I go to has his set at 100. So when you're buying and selling and doing all these things with horses, the first thing you need to do when you take a new horse home is check their settings, right? And like I said, if you're lazy like me, you put out the GPS and I click it if I move something. I click it if I bring a new horse home. I click it if I burst something and sets it just the way I want it. Yep. Yep. And here's another thing, like Lamia was saying right there. If you re-res a food and it gives you a red hover text, like, and it disappears, don't think, oh, it's fixed now. A red hover text in a food or salt lick means something. That means you need to file a ticket. That's not something you can fix on your own. That's not anything like that. That's, yeah, file a ticket. Always, okay.
Red usually means bad.
Yeah. Um, okay, let's see. Very helpful to, yeah. I just fixed 4 duplicate bundles yesterday. Yeah, it seems like over the weekend, maybe SL was glitching a little bit because I did see an influx of tickets of, I picked up my horse, now I have 3 of them. So that happens sometimes. And just know how to file a ticket, as long as you know how to file it. And even if you don't, knowing the avenue to get to be able to file a ticket. I mean, if you found this meeting today, you've obviously seen the group. You've obviously made some contacts in the community. We have group moderators that are always online. Um, I'm online 5 days a week. You can, Josie as well, on more than 5 days a week. There's plenty of help around, right? Um, Question: when you birth a bundle, will the animation be off? I don't believe default settings of a birth bundle are off. We have talked about that in the past. You guys would like to have movement off, animations off, and sound off. So I do believe in the horse update, those 3 things will be implemented. Um, I don't think we're ever going to see twins just because of the history of twins with Amaretto. Um, Yeah, one pregnancy, one bundle, guys. That's just the way it is. Cherry Tootsie Pop. Okay. Can someone please design some angel wings or white cherub wings? Oh, like the pink ones and the rose ones? That would be pretty. That would be pretty. Twins, carrying twins. A dust aura. That's an interesting idea. I think the plan is currently it'll be mesh and sculpt. You'll get both. Lace wings would be pretty. Would love to see that update for horses with no movement sound. Yeah, I think that you guys like the ability to set the updater. So I think if you use a single updater, it keeps whatever settings your horse was currently at. The bulk updater, you guys like the ability to be able to set those options. Still, well, that is something we can kind of poll. And maybe I need to do a poll on. It's been a while. A poll on some of these things that you guys would like. I like the auto orienting, like the canines.
Which is strange because, as far as I remember, that's a bug.
Well, it was in the ponies. We took it out. It's been in and out a few times. It was in the horses before. Then we took it out. It's still in the canines. Yeah, like I like it even if it moves the orientation of all my horses that are updated, because then I can take a quick glance and say, okay, these 10 horses are good, but for some reason this one was pregnant and didn't update, right? Yeah, that has been fixed, Rain. If you still have that issue, go get a new incubator. Those peacocks are small and poof and they disappear and stuff because the babies. Always fixing your horses that ran wild at birth. Auto naming of the horse is birth or dropped from the mother. That could get a little complicated. I could understand the want for that. But if the mother, do we put the mother and the father? Do we just put the mother? What if the mother's not named? What if somebody buys the mother and changes the name and then it's not your horse? So the bundle, that could get pretty convoluted. Horses are the next animal to be updated. Kitty cats, that's a feature they have. Interesting. You love how the birds. Horse update before September 1st. I cannot give you guys a date. You like, some of you guys can get pretty creative with names. Let me just say that. You need it? Remove some characters such as, yeah. V8 on December 25th. Goodness. More face markings of the horses. Yeah, you guys like those. Any other questions or problems? I mean, you got the whole team here. Fire away, guys. Any graduation plans anytime soon? I don't think so. Josie has all the graduates so far, and we have to have like 10, 15 to have a graduation. Only one face marking 6 October. Give me more, give me more. You want a husband? Can Amaretto help with that? My fee's quite hefty though, Chase.
voice is back, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
That was a little weird. They were just like, "Oh, no, don't say that,
It is
Ava."
like, what the beep?
Oh, okay. Let me go back just a second because I was like, I'm answering these questions. What is going on? Okay. So we were talking about finding Chase a husband. Chase, I'll send you my fee for that. Yes, more face markings. Got it. Um, any other questions before I tell you guys about the pony breeding challenge? No? Are you guys ready for this? Now, some of these might be a little more difficult. Some of them might be a little bit easier. There's 3 challenges I have for pony breeders because they are the only animal that didn't currently have a breeding challenge. Okay? Here they go. Breed together 2 bloody face markings. Second, breed together a Carolina wing and a punch wing. And third, breed. Oh, I didn't number. Breed together any 2 ponies with a chronic bandana. You got it? So two bloody face markings together, 2 chronic bandanas together, and a Carolina and a punch wing together. So some of you guys may think this is easy. Some of you guys may find this is hard. And that's the great thing, Zev, is that with pulling the other animals out of the monthlies, we're gonna gauge on how long it lasts by how many people found these surprises. So it's not as time sensitive, right? It may be 2 months, it may be 3 months, it may be only 1 month. You just got to see how it goes. So now, officially, there is a breeding challenge for every Amaretto animal, right? We went all over all of those. You have to make more to do it. Yep. All right. Any other questions before we go, guys? Speak now, forever hold your peace. I really, really, really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to come talk to us. The more feedback you give us, we can only get better, right? So we want to hear what you want. We want to give you what we can. And thank you, Neil. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks to the team for sitting up here with me today. This will be posted on our YouTube shortly. All right. I don't know. You should look on the wiki if you don't know.